So I'm back in Kolkata once again. I have absolutely no doubt in saying that this is my favorite city. I've been to so many cities, but the vibrance of Kolkata is unmatched. And especially if you're in Kolkata during Durga Puja, the joy is on a different level. It's probably 10 times more. Let's see how it is in 2020 and how the pandemic has shaped it. जब हम इस पंडाल में एंटर हो रहे थे तो देयर वॉज अ फिगर ऑफ अ माइग्रेंट लेबरर अलॉन्ग विद अ चाइल्ड इन हर हैंड. जब मैंने पहली बार देखा तो मुझे लगा शायद कोई रियल इंसान खड़ा हुआ है. आई वॉज स्टन्ड टू सी इट एंड आई थिंक द जॉय of being out here in 2020 is that there's no crowd over here. Last time I remember when I came here there was a lot of crowd. पैर रखने की भी जगह नहीं थी, but this time it's a different feeling altogether. I guess maybe it's for the good. I mean, it wasn't unexpected, I would say, because the pandemic had already been there for the better part of the year, but somehow I was only able to feel it when I got there. The last time I was there, this place was being thronged with people, literally thousands and even lakhs of them, out on big streets and narrow lanes, standing in long queues to enter the pandals. And this year, a microscopic virus comes and bam, it just changes everything. We didn't anticipate it, we never imagined. It was like a flake of snow that fell on a slope and snowballed into a massive avalanche. An avalanche that took us all. I mean, most of us. We locked ourselves up and spent a few months inside our homes. Well, at least those who had homes did. We tried to get used to it, we tried new things. We thought that the snow will melt away and we'll go back to being what we call normal. After spending half a year ridden with hopelessness, we arrived at the festive season. And I guess by that time, embracing happiness was not an option. It was a necessity. Well, I won't say that there were no people at all, just that they weren't allowed to enter the pandals. Now, I don't know if they were able to click photos all the way from the barricades. You could say that it was a small price to pay in the middle of a pandemic, especially when we had already seen so much in the last few months. But even in all this uncertainty, the pandals still didn't disappoint. Now I know that India is a land of festivals, and still, the thing with Durga Puja in Kolkata is that if you haven't seen it before, it just blows your mind. I can bet that it would exceed your expectations. One, if it wasn't 2020, people come out on street with family and friends, walk several kilometers from one pandal to the other, and overall just enjoying the festivities on such a large scale. And two, because of the level of creativity that you get to witness in these pandals. I mean, I feel somewhere our goal-oriented lives try to render us less creative. Durga Puja in Kolkata, though, is like a riot of ideas being brought to life in front of your eyes. When I was there for the first time, my mind was blown.
Throughout our childhood, we have seen a huge change in this term Durga Puja. It has not, now it's not a Durga Puja, it's a Durga festival sort of thing, where art has, overcome the only Hindu ritual sort of a quote unquote thing. What I'm trying to say is it's more of a art centered work that goes on in our state or in our city rather.
Especially in Kolkata.
Absolutely. So that switch and that development, and now in the art form also, like earlier what used to happen is we used to walk on, the artists used to work on a single concept, no multimedia and digital installation. Now we can see like it's a art fest that goes with idol at the center.
So when did you see it changing? Like, was it 5 years ago, 10 years ago?
No. The change was pretty gradual. Like every year something new was happening, and still now it's continuing basically.
How are things different this year because of the pandemic?
See, the budget has got reduced by at more than 50%. So that standard was there, and the budget was curtailed. So the creative thing have to be increased so that these things can be maintained.
If I have to be honest, I just love hopping the pandals. And although 2020 felt a bit different, I saw a city trying to adapt to a world that had literally stopped functioning a few months back. I guess the idea was that locking things up for a few days will make things the way they were before. When all of this started, we were somehow hopeful about a future when things will go back to normal, and I sat there thinking whether what we consider normal really is normal in the first place. When the pandemic hit us, it forced a host of changes to how we live, work, and also celebrate festivals. It showed the world a mirror where the normal necessities were in the reach of a precious few. Maybe it happened because the normal wasn't normal in the first place. Maybe we were running so fast that we missed the bus that was supposed to be taken. A pandemic feels like a great opportunity to reflect about some of these aspects of the world we live in and build each day. If we did so, maybe if something like this happens again, we wouldn't have to literally stop the world we built in the first place.